everybody, Yarn Fairy here to bring you yarn. Subscribe, hit the bell, and if you want anything from this video, email me at yarnfairy1@gmail.com. I haven't talked to you guys for so long that there's stuff everywhere, literally everywhere, all around me. And I hope I don't give away anything for the holiday club because my brains, they don't always work. Okay, I'm going to try to be quick about this. First of all, I am officially a bookbinder for spiral bound books. For the holiday club, I am making a book of like fun things in my past of places that I've lived. And it's just, that's nothing. I'm not writing it. And then I'm making all these little books because I find that I need spiral bound books, great for holding the pen at the top, and then I run around with the book and I write stuff down as I need to remember stuff. I'll forget if I don't. All y'all know that I've been doing a lot of cross stitch kits. Well, I'm branching out. I am going to start designing my own. This is the first thing I want to do. I've wanted to do my boy and girl for a long time. So they're in there, and I've been getting some researchy stuff because I've been wanting to do crewel, and I've been wanting to do, you know, these are the wools that you use for embroidery. I want to dye my own threads. And, yeah. And a good friend of mine knows that I'm going to be doing the felted sheep, which is a quilt made out of sheep that are appliqued. I think they're fusible appliqued. And then you felt around them and you do embroidery and all this stuff. So I've bought I'm making kits because that's what I do. I love to make kits. I find that I really enjoy making kits. Like it's a thing, like designing, you know? I mean, this all started because I had to have an outlet for all the designs that came into my head that I couldn't make them stop coming into my head. I would continually doodle them. I have notebook after notebook. I have a shelf full of designs that never got out. Since I've had COVID, I find that that's stopped. The only time that I'm on anymore and that's going is when I'm on prednisone because it shrinks the swelling, or I don't know what it does. All I know is that with all my autoimmune diseases, it really works. I can't usually talk either, so now I'm keeping up with myself at least. So anyway, I have this huge tote over here and it's full of like fiber and fabrics. I've got a huge box full of woolens that I want to dye in like fat quarters, and I have a whole roll of felt, and I have a big thing of black felt. Should be interesting, but I'm really enjoying dyeing felt. This is something that I dyed for a cross stitch kit called Lizzie by Fabi Riley, which I am going to show you eventually. I just wanted to get that out there. Oh, and does anybody need any stitch bows for GMC skeins? The skein goes on there and you put the number on the thing and you always remember what you got. Supposedly, unless you lose the tag. I have a few of those. Okay. I already said it, so where's Lizzie? You know, I don't remember if I did this to you guys last time or not. I feel like I did. I'm not going to open them. Watercolor pencils. Markers, and wow, markers. I love this set. 170 something or something. So I find that I get excited about something and I'll find something and I'll like latch onto it really hard. And when I do that, I can't really think of anything else. And so what I end up doing, I bought this several years ago, not to color, but there's a girl online who actually did some of this stuff in embroidery. And I thought, how cool would that be? Because this is the kind of cross stitch and stuff that I want to do, sort of doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doo. I can't remember. I think she did something along these lines. I want to say it was like a mandala. Mandala is also the shape that I want to go for. I'm getting to the knitting, I swear. It's all around me and behind me. It's everywhere. Mandala shapes. Chantalane did this. Unfortunately, the gal's dead. Where you take the motif that you've got in the quadrant and then you change it to the season or the color or the theme, you know, within the quad. I love those. Anyway, so I got a little crazy and I always scoffed and said, no way am I ever going to want to color. No way adult coloring. Yeah, I love this gal's work. Joanna Basford. She has so many of these books. And what have I done so far? Anyway, there's a butterfly in this little itty bitty book. And yeah, I did one of those. You know what? This isn't even hers. I don't know who did this. It's published by Christian Art Publishers. And there's no like author, designer, doodler, official doodler. Doodly doo, doodly doo. I have been buying paper all my life. I have a box up there. This is the scrapbook room now. Full of stationery from like my whole life. I've just collected all this wonderful stuff. Anyway, this is a gorgeous book. I got the last one on Amazon. You might still be able to find it. There's like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I have no idea how they did that. It's awesome. I've been journaling in it a little bit. I'm going to flash through my cross stitch stuff real quick. Eagle, Jeweled Eagle, love him. Finished Fabby's notebook. It's going to become a wallet for needlepoint. Let's go here next. Okay. So the other one that I wanted to do, she has Lizzie. And I just love this. So I made a beautiful kit, changed a lot of the cottons up to silk, and added lots of beads and stuff. Moths in the Moon. I didn't like the colors or the fact that they were moths, so I went with butterflies, of course. And that hot color set in the center, that's mine. I feel like there was a lot more cross-stitching. Oh, yeah. Okay, so since y'all know me and you're like, you know, you've been around forever and you know me, you know, you might want to go to the Cross Stitch Kits page and check out the story that's by, sorry, the wind is blowing in here. I know all y'all are freezing, but it's 57 and for some reason I just need it. Nutcracker. It's Nutcracker Village and it's all these little houses and it's a mystery stitch along. Yeah, that's for me. So I changed a lot of it. It was done in cottons, and I thought that the hair needed to have whiskers. So I got whiskers, and the trees had to have ornaments. So there's like Skate 8 million beads, and there's swag stuff and berries, little holly berries. Lots of stuff. Anyway, the reason why I'm talking about this is because y'all need to go to the website, to the Cross Stitch Kits, and read the story. This one's special. I actually hallucinated when I got COVID, severe COVID pneumonia, and almost died. And yeah, I hallucinated Nutcracker and Clara and the pediatrics ward and Isaac from the Love Boat was dressed up like an elf in a black leotard and a green hat with green breeches. Just before I started hallucinating that, I was hallucinating the blocks on the floor. We were outside, it was 40 with wind, and we were in this tent with rubber mat, and I was in my pajamas. It was bad. I was freezing. Before you know it, I'm holding my back because that's where all the pain is. My arm is up here. I'm seeing these neon colors around the black rubber flooring, and I'm singing, oh, and people come over to talk to me, and I'm just, oh, I can't respond. It was a trip. It was a trip. Never been through quite anything like my Love Boat Clara Nutcracker experience. Weird. Where does this stuff come from? So that's why the Nutcracker is special to me. Y'all know that I use Envision It to create knitwear patterns. They have a manual, and I've always wanted to learn several things, and I've just been too busy to bother. I went ahead and made this book today on my little bookbinding and my laminating machine down there. I just love it. I love that I can do this. I made myself a medical journal, and when I do my breathing treatments, yes, I do breathing treatments. The kind where the spirometer, I write them down in the medical journal, which is 1 year of notes from me doing a daily medical journal history thing. Yeah, wow. It's just been a crazy year. I'm hoping that it's gonna like lighten up, because when I'm on prednisone, I feel normal and I feel like I could live again, and then it all comes crashing down, and then that movie book Flowers for Algernon, and I lose everything. I lose my strength, I lose my energy, and I lose my brains, and mostly I miss my brains because I can sit around and do nothing, but to not have a brain doesn't work for somebody who's creative as I am. Okay, speaking of creative, yes, I love paper. I'm in the Graphic 45 monthly kit, and tea party's coming up. They just sent me this. I'm also in 2 round robins because one wasn't enough. Round robins are for making quilts. I got one in last night that I want to show you guys. There's verbiage. Special 3-year-old, my friend Christian Griffith, ran across the U.S. to raise funds for abused children. Finished on the show The Selection. I've never heard of any of this, but maybe you guys know. And became a dad to Kai at the age of 49. His life is his little girl. Facebook, #Baby Kai, and #Life of Kai. She is outgoing, full of life, little girl who loves dresses, wears them every day, unicorns, mermaids, princesses, and happy colors. Look at the little princess. So she's got the unicorn and the princess covered. And I'm thinking with the way the black is outlining that I want to put black around this one. And then put on at least the corners mermaids. And then I was thinking like, I don't know. I have a turquoise that has waves, which would be awesome. Might go with some shells. You know, she did a lot of paper piecing on this, so I'm thinking I might just make some of those scallop, clamshell-y type things, and that might be nice. But check this out. So one of the gals bought this and sent it along with the quilt because she wanted to use it, and then something happened and she had to pull out. Isn't this awesome? I have never seen a yard with the fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pieces of fabric in this one yard. I've never seen this, and I just think it's the neatest thing because it's got the whole theme wrapped up in one. I have an amazing new scissors. It's too bad Kai is only 3 because these scissors, they're sharp, but they're a rainbow unicorn. I should show you my scissors. I'll show you my scissors next. How's that? If you're on Facebook, you've seen all of this stuff. So, what is it? Up. The dogs. Squirrel! There's a pink rose one. And what do you call that? Copper. It's copper. Of a squirrel. Cute. And then there's the oil. I love... Yeah, he's a squirrel. I love the oil. I'm starting to get kitchen utensils. I've had a knife, a pearl-handled oil slicky knife for years, and now I'm starting to go over to my kitchen because I've got all the nips and the thread thingies and the wah, 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 yeah, whatever. These one were with Nutcracker. These ones were special and they're sold out. Nutcracker has a different scissor that goes with it. Did I show you all the Nutcracker stuff? I have a piece of paper. I have a feeling I did. Oh well. I have this silver and gold one. I bought a whole bunch more. This one was for Lizzie because it's the white and pink and it's just perfect. You know, I must have taken this out of the package 20 times. This particular scissor is sold, but I went back. Oh, where'd that paper go? And I got a bunch more because I want one. Isn't it perfect? It's like Kai, right? So I bought more of these, and I bought a ram. I bought sheepums. You guys, I can't find my paper. What a bummer. If you could see this mess, holy mackerel. Yep, got a mess. So, yeah, I don't got no sheepums. It's cute. There's one in black. I got 3 of those and 3 in the gold. And it's, you know, he's got the horn, the ram horn. I'll probably find out later. Anyway, so I'm in these round robins. The second one that I'm in, I should show you. My block for the first one is with Worldwide Quilting Page, and it has a story to go with it. These are all the birds that have been inspirational or had some huge effect in our lives. Like Woody ate our house in Bear Valley, so yeah. For years, the kids and I would go to the Arboretum in Arcadia and Lucky Baldwin, and they had released a bunch of green parrots. Over here was a raven. I didn't like him. I ripped him off at the last second and sent my block out. Second round robin, I started myself because one wasn't enough because I am obsessive. Can you tell? This guy is my Batik rooster on black. Didn't know what I was going to do with him. He's very small. Part of him is cut off, but he's coming back to me because I realized that he's only 12 inches. The other one's like 24 and 18, and there's only like 6 people. So by the time you get done, you got, you know, it's this big. So I'm going to put him on point and maybe applique little faces of chickens coming off the center, or maybe a small chicken like a top hat. I don't know, but I'm doing it. These two were in the mix for a minute. Just things that I had here that I made years ago. Looks like this guy's missing something, like a vine or something. For years I wanted to do, did you see the whole thing? A Baltimore album quilt, and I think now if I get round to it that I'm probably going to design my own, because that's what I do now. Okay, yarn. Are you guys tired of hearing about this stuff? Did I say these are the freebies with Lizzie? I have been all about the freebies lately. Lizzie has, is it Lizzie? Moth in the Moon. There are so many stitch markers, needle minders, thingamabobs in here that I've been posting onto Facebook. If you are not on Facebook, you kind of want to get over there because that's where I normally drop stuff, like scissors. And what I mean by drop is I'll post them there. Like this is a needle minder. I'm fine. Nothing wrong here. Nothing to see. Move along. I was thinking about making these guys into loops, stitch markers. Told you. Oh my. And then I found this adorable little, wow, fell right out. Couldn't even see it. I need to go see my ophthalmologist. I'm past due. A Singer Featherweight. How awesome is that? I love this. I want to put this one on a lobster and put it on something special. And then I found these. They're from Doctor Who, Madame de Pomp. I think we use these on something, and I never got one, and I want one. And then these are just adorable. Everybody always wears those huge Christmas lights and dingly balls and stuff like that for Christmas. I am going to make different things for Christmas this year. I'm getting in some tiny bells These are glass balls full of micro beads. Gee, I wish I had a better setup here so you guys could see what I'm talking about. Anything you see here, PM me. It's yours. And everything's dirt cheap, as you well know. Ola Ball, I think they call it. It's HOLA, and here in Southern California, that's Ola. Got a blue chime in there. And look at how it opens. Isn't this awesome? It like opens so that the flowers stay intact. It's just awesome. I love this thing. But I never leave the house. So if you want it, it's yours. I have mood flowers that can become fobs. This is the needle minder for Nutcracker. I just love this. I love that little guy right there. He's also on the fob for Nutcracker. And I said I was going to stop talking about cross stitch, so I ain't showing you none of that. I have, I'm not sure why I have these, but these are CZ. They're beautiful teardrop earrings. And then I have, if you were on Facebook, you saw these beautiful pave up at the top, crystal teardrops. They're rather large, and this is what I was trying to get away from, but when I bought them, I didn't know they were this big. I do that a lot with centimeters and inches. So I have the red, the clear, which you can't even tell it's clear because this thing is like shiny. And then I found a turquoise the other day. I'm not sure where it went, but if you want it, you can have it because I bet I'll find it. I need to clean. My room is shocking. That's the only word for it. Not my room. My workspace. I have 2 huge piles of papers now. Last year backed up a pile, and this year backed up another pile. I don't know what's happening. My head does not want to work anymore. Okay, so I'm going to get to the knitting. 22 minutes in. Oh my. I'm just going to start flipping because, okay, so I can't show you these, but like I said, my brains have been on. I designed a Shetland lace stole, start to finish, last night. You know that Dandelions is out. I think I have Dandelions over there. I'm not even going to show you. Go to the Dandelions page. There's some amazing stuff. This time I made you guys cards that you can actually use that come with the envelopes and the inserts. A commemorative stitch marker ding-a-lee-ding off of that loop pin. All handmade stuff. And then the bags. I'm going to set this aside and derail real quick because, so, like I said, I don't want to share too much because there's holiday club stuff here. I bought these bags like a year ago. I have a huge thing full of white stuffs. If you want anything, holler. I have everything. I have like silk clothing, rayon, cottons, pants, tops, sweatpants, beautiful blouses. Goes back to the coloring books, you guys. I'm just a mess. Loads of handkerchiefs, socks, men's extra large t-shirts, crew NV. I think I also have large t-shirts and lots of bags. Lots and lots of bags. So my thought, I bought this stencil and it's like the dandelions and it's the fairies and it's the grass. And I was going to attempt to stencil. And then I thought maybe I would ruin them. So for sure, everybody who orders kit 1 of the dandelions is going to get a bag. And I've been dyeing them for some time, so there's quite a few here to choose from. Whatever doesn't go, these are not going to be the ones for that, but aren't they cute? They've got embroidery on them, and I dyed them anyway. Because that's what I do. If it holds still long enough, it's my motto. hold still long enough, it's going to get dyed. I'm not sure what happened to this. This was supposed to be cotton, but as you can see, it didn't take the dye, so I'm thinking there's something else in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not opening the holiday club. That would just be wrong. So wrong. So I pulled these in for you guys. I need to try this and see if it works. You can wear this. It's supposed to be like a ring guide for yarn. So you put it over here if you knit this way, with the end over here, and you hook it around his head, and it's adjustable so it'll fit on, you know, anything. Or if you throw, you would put it, I don't know. And it also works for crocheting. Oh my gosh. I'm not flipping you off. I'm really not. I'm just stupid. He's really pretty. I've always loved the peacocks, as you guys know, so I bought peacocks. If you want one, they're dirt cheap, PM me. Went a little crazy with Paua, P-A-U-A, shells, black lip gold painted, and I sold them all as needle minders. I just have these couple, whoops, and then she commits harry-carry. Okay, so this one is a girl talking to a cat on the wall. Isn't that cool? And then I have a whole bunch more like flowers and other stuff. This is a sheepums, and you can't really tell, but his head's kind of cocked and he's got a little bell. He's hard to see. I think they missed a line around his face to make it more sheep-like. With dandelions, I gotta tell you guys something. So, Braaains put out a great electric bead spinner. They stopped. I was so surprised when I went to restock that they didn't have them. And so I looked all over the place, found a person who was like not really a person, not really a store, bought a big order worth, and then my bank was like, here, have the money back because you're not getting it. And I was like, no, take the money, please. So I have restocked on these. And you know, these are just fine. You spin it and it goes for like a long ways. And so long as you fill the thing with beads, it jumps right onto the hooks, which I have on the Dandelions page. So you get the hooks, the stoppers, because I was always losing these things, and the tubes to hold them in, because these are kind of crucial. You like get these things stuck in a carpet and it's like you're digging for days trying to get the hook just so to come out. So if you still want to use your steel hooks, that was another problem that I had when I was beading. The hook would embed in the carpet. We have the Berber, so it's like, you know, or worse, I jammed my hand down on it while it was sitting in the shot glass several times, and I impaled myself. And if you're not calm and quiet, you can't figure out which direction that thing has you impaled in, because if you rip muscle. Not good. So, ergonomic eggs for your steel hooks. Dandelion page. You can have as much as you want, whatever. I'm easy. And I'll pull more in for the KAL if y'all really want these things. Where do I go from here? I really should show you knitting, right? So, Katie left. Pixie number 1 has flown the nest. This is Marrakesh. It was sitting in her room. That's why I was telling you guys about the bead spinner. So my bead spinner was sitting in her room with Mother of Dragons, which is also over here. And the motor has burnt out. And now that I can't get one, I'm really sad. And I've lost one of the screws already because I unscrewed it thinking I could just get in there and figure it out. I have no idea what that stuff is. And a friend of mine tried to explain it to me and how you get the voltage meter thingy. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Anyway, this I got, we went to a mall and I took a picture of a vest. Looked just like this, constructed. And it had this whole ruffly thing and it's not blocked. and its ends are not woven in, but this is Marrakesh. It's finished. Finally, after, how many years ago was this? I don't even know. And it's my stuff. So here's Dany, Mother of Dragons. I absolutely love this shawl. This was taken from Game of Thrones, where on the last season she's coming up out of like some underground area, and there's a dragon coming up behind her, so it looks like she has wings. I loved that, and so we made a good thing she ain't real. We have spines for the dragon wings, and then the lace of the dragon wings. And yep, we got a pretty little cable up in the front. And then at the end, we have this really awesome edging. And you can't really see. Let's see. Let's go this way. There, you can kind of see it. And then all these little beads. I had so many leftover beads that I just went crazy. And I put 3 onto a loop of 3. So how did I do this? I would bind off a couple, chain 3, put the 3 beads on, then go back to where I last bound off more. So because I had a stitch in, okay, there's like not really a stitch in between, but somehow I made it, this is really helpful, somehow I made it so that there was just one thingy in between stitch, and it didn't need to be bound off. So now we have this little loopy-doo. Enough about that, because wow, I could hurt myself going around and around with that. Okay, so I kept thinking for the longest time that we were going to make a modular blanket with many shapes and sock yarn. And so I kept dyeing yarns for this blanket. This sat on my inspiration area for like all of last year. I'm not sure why now, because looking at it, it looks a lot like what I was wanting. I wanted things that were multicolors and the purple, blue, and green. I'm not sure what's wrong with this guy. But then I decided that I had to have more, and they had to be semi-solid. I don't understand that. So instead of doing the blanket, because I just can't get it, you know, and if you can't get it and you gotta work that hard for it, forget it. It ain't coming, you know? And if it don't come, I can't do it, you know what I mean? There's no forcing this stuff. Oh, I found the sheepums. Oh, and I didn't show you guys any of this stuff. That's why it's back here. Okay, here's the sheep scissors. These are going to be in January, but if you want them, you got to get them now because I only got a few. This is the Dandelion's colors. Tanzanite on the right there is gorgeous. I absolutely love this new color. I've done it in many things now. Cross-stitch thread, cross-stitch fabric, all kinds of junk. It looks great on silk, though. Honestly, it looks the best on silk. So here's the cards that I made for you guys. There's a beautiful bracelet with a dandelion floating in it. That's the fob and the commemorative stitch marker. And did you know dandelions come in purple? I had no idea. I never seen nothing like that. Nothing. Okay, so instead of the blanket, we're doing a cloak. But it ain't just any cloak. It starts with, I can't show you too much. This is my swatch. I'll show you the wrong side. It starts with a choker. So you knit 16 or so inches. It's very stretchy. It's very forgiving. And my numbers are very forgiving too. Because you increase, forget it. It's too much. It's lace. It's beaded. It's a choker. It opens with buttons. It flaps here. After that, we pick up and knit a collar, and then we knit a hat and a hood. And the hood is knit in such a way with this sneaky little stitch thing that I've designed that it doesn't add like super bulk. It's not got that hard line on it. Everything, it's just, this is an awesome design, you guys. I'm not sure, like I said, my brains haven't been on. It's on right now, and I just did this, like, this all happened in the last 48 hours. It's been intense. I never really show designs, but I'm going to share this because it went way off of this. So initially, I started with dark shadows. Julia, throwback time of 1890s or something, she's got this gray cloak. And I just loved it. And I thought, we need to make that. I have so many, like, you're designing it too. I'm giving you like the charts and stuff and then saying you can do this, this, or this. Kind of like a choose your own adventure. This one's going to be fun. Sort of like the find your present box for the holiday club. This one's going to be fun. You've got all this stuff going on, and then you've got all these pockets, and then you've got fur trimming the hood, the pockets, and wherever else you want to put it, because I've got an entire wool shed full of undyed wool that we can use for this, and I can dye it. So I just thought it would be cute with undyed. Okay, Shetland lace stole. I really see this one in like the undyed with the noops and stuff. It's got a lot of netting. It's got quadrants and off the edge. Amazing thing. This was sort of the pattern. See that little eye thing? That was sort of the pattern that I was doodling for Julia. No matter how many times I did it, I hated it. So instead I dropped in, there's a top border cable and a shoulder cable and a center back cable, yada, yada, yada. It's a full circle all the way around, open up the front, so you have that swirl swoosh thing going on. I even added how to close up the bottom if you wanted a complete bag. Like, I never leave the house, so that might be perfect for somebody like me who just wants to sit there and be warm and snuggly. Okay. What with Katie leaving, obviously I got a lot of UFOs handed down to me. Her room got cleaned out and I found so many things that were like samples that needed to be done. So it also made me stop, pull my stuff out, figure out what was going on with it. And I haven't had my hand surgery yet, but thank God my hands, I have bone on bone and I need a surgery to fix it. I have been able to use them. I don't know what's going on, but I ain't looking no gift horse in the mouth, that's for sure. So I made this beautiful sweater. Sort of went off the rails here. I had a chart that I made for the bottom and for this. And then I sort of just did whatever. I don't know what I was doing up here. It looks fine though, so I'm going with it. And I'm knitting now because all my sweaters are always too big or too small. This one's 41 and I wanted 46. So I'm knitting a good swath of seed stitch in here to make a shawl collar that goes down, and then I can overlap with a tiny button. I don't want a large button on this one. And that's all the yarn I have left, so I'm in trouble. This yarn, by the way, I would love to use for the cloak. So far we have Bloody Hell. If you're around on Facebook and stuff, go in there and talk and say what you want, because I'm designing this thing based on your guys' needs. Some people want, you know, hip, thigh, knee, floor length. It's all good. We're going for it. I'm pulling in yarn. I've been talking to my wholesaler and he should be able to ship to me shortly. So I get the stuff by the massive box and it's MTK. So, okay. Glacier, deep, dark, too? Question mark? Don't know. I'm used to talking to my text. Siri, she has to translate all my words, poor thing. She doesn't understand me any better than I understand me. Anyway, I was looking at this color and I was thinking this would be nice to deconstruct. Because we have cables, we have to be sort of calm about what happens. I can put this into, say, the blue, and then just put the pops of turquoise and black and purple and whatever else I've got in here down on the one end, so that when you're working back and forth, you're going to puddle at some place. 50% of the shawl in the beginning is plain stitches, like you can do whatever you want with it. 50% is the cables. As you go down, that amount changes. So you have plenty of room to use a multi. But the thought here has been to work from light to dark, bloody hell to reds and burgundies to black, Lord Darnley, which is like teal and spruce with pops of pink and bronze, I think. And then it goes into black. See a theme going on here? So this one would end up black too. Unless you want something completely different and you want, say, you know, undyed and you want it to have pastel blue or whatever. I am open. It's y'all's stuff and you got to be happy with it. So I want you to get exactly what you want. My first Dream in Color Smithry, I'm looking around because everything's like falling. I guess I haven't worked on these for a while and maybe somebody got at them, like a cat or something. Okay, so 2 at a time toe-up socks. I learned a long time ago that I can't make single socks cuffed down because I don't finish them. So all my socks are made toe up 2 at a time. I started these once. I never, ever rip. I have never ripped in the decade and a half, 2 decades. I've been knitting all my life, but, you know, knitting hard. And all the time, my daughter had to rip for me, literally. I can't rip. I don't know what my problem is. I guess it's all that wasted time. And I'm such a type A. I don't know. I ripped them. These things, normally I work on size 0 needles. And I use 30 stitches across. And it will fit anybody in this house. So I figure, you know, it'll go to somebody and it'll be worth it. This is the wrong side so that I can knit, 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 knit. I love this color. It's so pretty. See, then you have the toe in the knit, and then you have the foot all the way around in pearls for nice, not rice, because that's the way it doesn't make those rice marks on your foot. Anyway, knitting socks. Was thinking, it's been years since I've put out a pattern, and was thinking, since all my socks have holes in them at this point, that I might like to keep these. I love the color and the fabric, and it's down to the right size, hopefully. It's at 26, did I say that? It seems like it should be much smaller. It still seems really kind of... Anyway, so I'm thinking, I wear Birkenstocks all the time, and I made one Birkenstock sock that I never really got into, and then I made another, and then I put beads on one, and it's like stupid. Why? So I'm thinking about making, you know how the strap is open there? I'm thinking about, why not make something horizontal going up the sock and then changing to the K2P2 to hold it up. Who knows? Point is, maybe y'all will get to see a sock pattern out of me one day. Wouldn't that be nice? Never rip. Never, ever, ever rip. Yeah, you know where this is going, right? So I have been working on this pink stuff because it's gorgeous. This was in my stash. It cost a bloody fortune. I had the receipt. It was like $200 worth of yarn. I'm like, why are you sitting out there? Classic Elite Yarns, Lush, Angora wool, 50 grams skeins, 50 grams wool, so it's 50-50 Angora wool blend. And it's, oh, it is so soft. It makes a very soft, fluffy bunny. I'm going to be a very soft, fluffy bunny. Isn't that gorgeous? So, this disconnects, right? I always work in the round, bottom up. I make extra for the back so that it's longer in the back, and I put an area for the steek so that I know where to sew, where to cut, which is in the center here. I'll probably cut on, I don't know, I use like 5, 4, 3, Depends. Depends on what way the wind's blowing. This only has 2 cables. This should not be hard, but my cable evidently was part braid in the beginning, and it was so hard I couldn't do it. I don't have the original chart, so I just made another one. Very simple little sort of, what do you call that? Hourglass. And it has the bottom hourglass, an ornament. It almost kind of looks like an ornament, doesn't it? And it's got the seed stitch on the inside there, and it's got pearls on the inside there. And this, I find, I'm able to do it, but I'm still having problems remembering. There's no brains left, you guys. I can't remember which row I did on. So what I'm doing is hanging the pins. But what I really want to do is make a tiny set of small pins, lobsters, I don't know, a whole bunch of them, so that I can march up every other row right side to know that this is the one that I did work on, so that I don't do this anymore. Ripped it. Oh my goodness, you guys. I ripped it the first time because once I took it off the needles, I realized it was 51 inches around. I don't know what happens. I really do swatch. I swatch in the round, on the needles, with the yarn. I don't know why it changes. It's just something that happens. It's crazy. I'm crazy. So, yeah, in the round. Yeah. Okay, so I pull it out because it's 51, right? Then I put it in the cable. And then I have to pull it out because I can't drop down and redo it because it's not working. I tried. I can't believe, you guys, that I ever knit professionally. You know, Knit Picks, they have like an entire vault full of knitwear. Starting to get chilly now. And probably 50% of their color work is done by me. I did Mary Kay Scott. I did Kelly stuff. I did Karen. Can't remember her name. Wow, I dealt with her for years. Anyway, I think the last thing we did, I needed help on it because it was little tiny blocks that were Celtic braid, and I kept doing it wrong. And finally I had my daughter help me, and it was the last one. I couldn't do it anymore, which is probably what happened here. I'm sure abuse and overwork is not a good thing to do. You guys, I want to share this so bad. It's in the holiday club. I won't. Look away. Right, and then you'll peek, right? Oh, you guys, this box is full. Okay, I have to go. I have to wind. You want to see? See if I can move you guys without making anybody vomit or anything. There's the winder. Yep. See right there? Those are all the cones I have to wind. It's like a bajillion. Have you seen this room? I haven't painted it yet. I'm still working on, well, I have the inspiration and I have the stuff. I guess I'm working on, what do you call it when you're scared to do something? That's my closet. I love this room. It's like everything I want and need. I know exactly where it is. And then I've got my workspace. Wow, this is not a cool. I have my workspace, and I've got my stuff, and I've got my toolbox, and my bows to listen to podcasts, and yeah, I'm gonna break my neck over here because there's stuff all over the floor. Oh. Remember I said that there was felted sheep? That's the felted sheep box. That's full of like fiber, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a bolt of felt, and that is full of wool fabrics that I've collected to wow, I'm losing it, you guys. This is the sad part. It's, it's really bad to be in all this pain, but I can tolerate the pain so long as I'm able to still do a little bit to live without quality of life. You expect your health to go when you're old. I went starting at 35 or something, so oh. You know, I kept looking around going, I wonder if I've forgotten anything, and I always forget something. I'm always sitting here going, why didn't I see that? I should have showed them that. I'm sorry, you guys. I hope I'm not making you sick. So, this is something been around for 88 million years. This initially was put up in 10 gram and 20 gram skeins. I put it on the website, didn't sell. Took it off for like a year. Painted it over again, put it on the website, didn't sell. Finally, I decided I was going to use it. I made soon. I'm going to quit. I promise. I made a huge sweater in the round. It was massive. I think the thing was 65. Seriously big. I was thinking, well, I'll just stick it here. I'll cut this out. Yeah, right. It was never going to work. And this is expensive yarn. This is a 50-50 silk blend with yak silk blend. Gorgeous, right? Did not deserve to be treated like I was treating it. It needs to be loved. But it's like $500. Bloody thing cost me a mint. And so I figure, you know, I'm just going to try again. Another thing that I didn't realize when I was knitting it, I looked up its specs since I knit it last. And it is a, they called it a DK, but I think it's more like a fat, like a bulky. Because there's 987 yards per pound, which brings it down to a little bit of yardage. Kind of like our Rambo. So. Oh, you guys, I covered it up. I started talking about my knitting, and I covered it all up. Okay, Julia. Okay, so this was the inspiration for the pink sweater, and my daughter has a chart of it, and has the pink in light pink and dark pink, which we're going to dye probably. And so these are my designs. This is what's happened in the last few days. You know, I got to show you my chair. I'm sorry. I love my chair. This came from Home Depot. This is from a friend. Somebody made this for me. She's, it was a swap, not a friend. Okay. So, the legs are cherry. I bought rollers, rollerblade wheels. You're not seeing nothing, are you? Sorry, you guys, I'm such a mess. So these are awesome. Those blade things are amazing. It would not move in this carpet or on a chair mat without the new wheels. Now it's moving, and Home Depot, you guys. I researched it to death because, oh, I'm so sorry. I researched it because I didn't want, I kept seeing like these little vanity powder puff, poo, ka-choo. I couldn't, I'm a big girl. I need something strong. So this guy is amazing. He swivels, which I need over there, which is where he's at. And he rocks. So that when I'm listening to something or thinking, I'm rocking. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't usually spend this kind of money on stuff, but I've been kind of replacing broken things. And it's been great. The only thing I can't get, I am dying for rainbow colored, wild, saturated plates. I want a set of beautiful floral or doodlebug. I don't care. I just want, and they don't have them. It's like everything that I find is turquoise, orange, red, and yellow together, or something like that, or fiesta colors together. And there's just not anything on the dark end of the rainbow spectrum. hopefully one day I will find my plates. Until then, no plates for me. Next year's heirloom. I have no idea what the theme is. This one hasn't been playing with me. It's been playing with me enough that I doodled it. I know that we're using 1400 meter yarn per 100 grams. I think it's 70-30 wool silk, and I know that I want to open it up the front so that it's more wearable. It's circular in shape. I was thinking about doing cashmere, but unfortunately my mill, they need me to do like, you know, I don't know, 6,000 units, and we only use like, I don't know, 100. So that's out. Anyway, the shape has been slowly calling to me. I thought I was trying to push it into a Battlestar Galactica because I really don't have a shawl for that. I have a couple of patterns, but I really want to do that, and yet it's not happening. So Sam Esmail, the guy from iRobot, was trying to get a reboot off the ground, and to the best of my knowledge, it hasn't happened. So then there was last night. Okay. The first thing that happened is this Shetland. And then I just want to make sure that's where it started. Yeah, this is where it's. Oh, yeah. You ever see those goats on YouTube? Yeah. Go look for goats that talk like humans or something. I don't know. Really weird. So I started with Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz, and neither one of them was speaking to me, which made me go to Supernatural somehow. I just went. I can't show you this, but it's fully formed. It's there. It's all there. So the men's scarf, there's 3 in 1, probably a book, $15 or so. Man's scarf, it's modular triangles just going back and forth so that it has like a parallelogram effect going on. It's got some weaving on the top on one end. It has the 2 colors changing throughout to make the whole thing different. Like you could start with red over here and go through purples to black or whatever you wanted to do. A completely color changing scarf. And that's the first one for men. The colors that I did come up with was turquoise black, gunmetal, dark silver. I'm thinking I want like at least 5 distinct colors for this. This one is garter stitch, so it actually could be done in multicolors, and this is where my brain goes haywire. Remember those skeins that I showed you? I don't know what's wrong with my brains. They don't like me. So another color that I came up with, so Angels was the first one. Hunters are bronze, dark green, brown, denim, and black for baby because you got to drive. Heaven is cream, undyed, pale silver, ice blue, soft tan, and camel because they were kind of namby, right? Crowley needs the red, purple, burgundy, black, and he needs a jar of whiskey. Boy, that would be so much fun if I could find a 3-dimensional resin jar of whiskey. Okay, so maybe a shot glass. Within that, so the first one is the man's scarf, plain garter stitch. Then there's another one that has different things going on inside the triangle. I can't say anymore. The third one is for women. And the one for women is different in that it's not the thing, it's something else. I have had to draw this and color it. I can't show you the socks several times now because of what I have going on. Look at all these pages. This thing is not talking to me. It's screaming. And it just happened last night. It like dumped into my head. Okay, so purple and green, of course, because I'm purple and green. And I'm not sure if there's, in order to do modular, we would have to do Intarsia, and I really don't want to do that. So we will probably piecemeal this. The one for the women, though, has to be a semi-solid solid. Back to those skeins down there. Down with the bloody big head. Wow, I'm losing my voice. We have to, because with the women's, it's stockinette because there's lace of sigils and angel wings and can't touch this. Yeah. So yeah, can't touch this. I'm pleased with this. I'm glad that I waited 15 years to do this because it was well worth it. This is going to be amazing. Then, because I couldn't sleep and it wasn't done with me yet, I got this scarf. So it's Kitsilk Haze or Surrey, depending on which you tolerate, and a lace weight silk. You hold the two together and alternate dropping and using and dropping. Yeah. So within that, you have this nifty edging, and it starts with a couple rows of garter stitch, and then it goes into this amazing beaded lacy. Is it beaded? I think I put a couple of beads in there. And then it has options again because they just keep, whatever that word is, they just keep coming and they're forceful and strong. And all of a sudden it changed into horizontal, and then before you know it, it was doing boxes and build your own adventure. That's what it is. It's a choose your own adventure, and I'm just going to have to make all the charts, and you guys are going to have to pick. Because I'm good that way. I give you guys way too many options. I'm so sorry. But when you're inundated, it's like really hard to corral this in. And if you could see my mess, well, you heard me tramping all over it. I can't get by now. Oh, there's so much I want to share. I'm not going to. 1 hour, 2 minutes. It was so nice seeing you guys. My daughter's coming home. I'm excited. And I have 100 yards skeins. Oh boy, goodbye. Have a great week. Hopefully, wouldn't that be nice? A week.